today. Rise and shine. It's time to go over our daily learning plan. To start off our day in just the right way, let's have a pin drop moment. So let's listen to the chimes. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and slowly release it. Well done. So today is Friday, which means you need to give yourself extra time to play and have fun today. That is an order coming directly from your third grade teacher. Let's take a look at what the daily learning plan offers you today. As you know, every single day we ask children to read for at least 30 minutes. But my true hope is that you fall in love with a book that you just can't put down and that you find yourself reading for more than 30 minutes or pick it up later in the day because you just can't wait to see what happens. Next week, as I mentioned in our Hangout Meet conference call today, I will be asking kids to give book recommendations on Flipgrid. So think about which book you love and which book you think other kids would love. I also have you guys posting your videos, sharing your poems on Flipgrid. So I'm asking each student in 3JS to like or comment in a positive way on 5 or 6 other kids in the class. It would be phenomenal if you listen to all the poems of all the students in the class and like and comment them so people can feel that their poetry was heard. So if you can go above and beyond and listen to more, that would only spread more sunshine into the world. You will be the rainbow in someone's cloud. I am absolutely, positively sure. We have a choice. We have poetry centers with new activities, new and exciting activities, and I hope you enjoy them. For word study, we're going to continue our work with learning about 4 different types of sentences. I believe there is a brain pop video. And we will continue in math on Mission 5, Lesson 8. Now, if the math is going really quickly for you and you need an additional challenge, you can always pick up your Engage New York workbooks and do some work there, or log on to IXL, as you know how to do, and do more math work there. That is your choice. That is an option for you. The inquiry workshop is asking you to take your observations and share them. So really, you have a day off of inquiry workshop because you are going to be sharing your poems and commenting on others. In mindfulness, today, they are going to demonstrate how to do belly breaths. And in our specials, really fun is learning how to do the YMCA dance. So this is what our daily learning plan looks like that's coming from your teachers and the teachers across Mamaroneck School District. But what are you going to do with this plan when you receive it? So I'm going to model for you today how I like to make a list, like I showed you yesterday. And I like to make a checklist where you can check things off as you go. And at the top of my list, I put a little sun to show this is the beginning of the day, and a moon to show this is the end of the day. As you know, Miss Solomon likes to wake up in the morning, brew a cup of coffee, and read. And I just started a new book yesterday, so I'm excited to find more time for reading it. So I'm going to make my list, starting with the sun at the start of the day, and I'm going to write read. I don't have to write all the words in the titles. I can write something short. And when I'm done with my reading, I'm going to put a little box here, I can give myself a check. Okay? And after reading, I like to get to the more challenging things, the meatier things in the morning, and save the fun stuff for later. Okay? So I'm going to choose to do the Poetry Center. Okay, I'm going to give my box so I have a place to give myself a check. And the word work. But instead of writing word work, I'm just going to write WW. I know that means word work. Okay? And now I think it'll probably be time for lunch. So, or a snack. And after snack, or even during snack, I'd love to check out the Flipgrid and do something fun and see my classmates. I think some of the kids really plan some interesting things for you. So number 4 would be my Flipgrid. And for Flipgrid, I'm just going to do the initials F, G. Okay, and after Flipgrid, I'm going to do math on Zern. And I really don't need to put inquiry workshop in today because there's really only celebrating what you already observed. And my mindfulness breaths can be anywhere in the day. In fact, you can pause and take belly breaths right before bedtime. So maybe I'll save this for last. So after math, I want to plan to get outside. Maybe go on a bicycle ride. So I'm even planning breaks for myself during the day. Lunch and snack, get outside. You can walk, go on your bicycle. I like to have a catch with my son Sky. And after I get outside, I am going to do a special. And I don't need to write special, do I? I could write YMCA. And I'm going to do belly breaths. BB for belly breaths. So my first step in the day is really making a plan for the day. And I like making it with a short list. I don't need to write too many words, and just giving myself a box that I can check off as I complete. So after I read, I feel accomplished when I check something off. And after I do a poetry center, I also feel good. I'm working my way through my day. And I also do something when it's activities that I find are hard for me to do and I accomplish them. I give myself a reward, whether it's taking a break, calling a friend, reading another page in my book. I could even give myself rewards. And here is our, so you just continue checking it off for yourself, taking your breaks. And if you don't get to belly breathing, it's okay. And if you don't get to do the YMCA dance, it's okay. Give yourself a break. It's Friday. Make sure you have time to be creative. And make sure you send me your pictures of what you're doing at home, building, painting, writing, drawing, your creativity, because I look forward to sharing that with the rest of the class. Have a fabulous day. Look forward to your videos on the Flipgrid and celebrating your work with you. Bye-bye.
Chapter 3. Then came the day Louis always thought of later on as the day that changed his entire life. It started in an ordinary way. He and his father went to the upper slopes to gather firewood. As usual, his father carried the axe. Louis carried a large sack for the wood. On the way back, his father would carry the wood-filled sack. Louis would carry the axe. As usual, woodpeckers clattered away on the tree trunks. Now and then a tiny fury bull scurried away from under their feet. Twice they surprised pheasants, which flew up from the leaves in a flurry. They never had to chop down trees. There were enough fallen limbs on the ground, from big spruce trees, birches, and hemlocks. Louis's father would chop these into pieces so that they could be carried more easily. Higher up the mountain were the bamboo forests. Usually rich and green, the bamboo now seemed dry and yellowish. Louis was looking at all these things when suddenly his father, off to the side in some underbrush, stretched out an arm. "Stay back, son." He was peering down. Louis followed his gaze. He saw a black and white mound. "A Dachshund Mao! Is it sleeping?" His father shook his head. "I thought so at first. It's dead." Louis came closer. He stared. He had wanted to see a Daxong Mao again, but not like this. They turned away. The sack was soon filled with wood. Lu Yi's father put it over his shoulder. Lu Yi took the axe. Then, as he paused to take the last look at the dead Daxong Mao, wondering if it was the one that had wrestled with Mr. Po, Lu Yi heard a squeak. He turned. More squeaks. Lu Yi came closer. He stared. He had wanted to see a Daxong Mao again, but not like this. They turned away. The sack was soon filled with wood. Lu Yi's father put it over his shoulder. Lu Yi took the axe. Then, as he paused to take a last look at the dead Daxong Miao, wondering if it was the one that had wrestled with Mr. Po, Lu Yi heard a squeak. He turned. More squeaks. They seemed to come from a hollow tree. He peeked in. Father! His father, about 20 paces down the trail, laid down the sack and came back. Father and son peered into the tree hollow. His father reached in. He lifted something out. It was a small white creature with darker fur on the shoulders and legs. It wiggled frantically. Lu Yi gasped. It was about 7 inches long. It was a baby Daxong Mao. That was its mother. Over there, Lu Yi's father pointed to the dead animal. Father, can we take it home? If we don't, it will starve, or wild dogs will get it. Lu Yi took that to mean yes. He dropped the axe to the ground and reached out for the baby Daxong Mao. Lu Yi's father tucked the axe into his belt and headed down the mountain. Lu Yi followed. The cub helped closer to his chest. Soon the little fella stopped squeaking and fell asleep.